Okay, Brad, I just have a couple of questions because first off, what you've done is phenomenal for the state of Kentucky. How did you even get into animal rescue?
Been a long process over the years. Started out firefighter a long time ago in a former life and went to New York after September 11th and spent a month there working at Ground Zero. And when I got back, I got real sick, kind of went into a funk for a number of years, and animals came into my life and turned things around and made life worth living again, I guess.
That's awesome. What animal made the difference for you?
Parrots, for sure. Parrots, when I was growing up until I was in my early 30s, never really appreciated them or spent time with them or anything. And then one of my doctors eventually said, why don't you spend some time with your parrots and get involved with that? And I did, and it totally changed my life around. Didn't really realize what I had at all, and fell in love kind of all over again. In 2015, we started our nonprofit to help parrots that needed to find new homes, and we basically wanted to be a sanctuary where you didn't have to rehome, but we find lots of homes for parrots also. So,
what's the name of it?
Ruffled Feathers Parrot Sanctuary.
Well, tell me about the one that I love, little Misty.
Misty is a spoiled cockatoo. The people that had her before me had her for 15 years. She didn't have a cage. She just kind of lived in the living room, ate pizza with them, slept underneath the covers on the couch. And then something happened where they ended up having to go back to work, and they put her in a cage for 8 hours a day while they were gone. And parrots in general do not adjust well to big changes like that. She ended up pulling out all her feathers, and to this day, she still pulls out all her feathers and has bad separation anxiety. So I try to kind of take her with me and keep her with me, or stick her with a babysitter while I'm gone. So she's kind of always got somebody there around to keep her a little bit calmer.
Now, what is the little thing she wears around her neck? That's
her collar, yeah, that's to keep her from yanking her feathers out.
Well, what do you see doing with your 501c3 from this point on? Are you just going to keep expanding it? How do you expose what you do?
When we started a parrot rescue, we were getting phone calls about wildlife, and calling around, there just isn't any options in this city, a lot of options for most kinds of wildlife. There just was nobody to help. And then me getting to call around is how I got in touch with Broadbent, and they were willing to take any animal that I was able to bring them, and I started doing that. And over the time, they got me licensed and in all the classes and all that kind of stuff that I needed to do, and they helped train me, and they still, to this day, I learn all kinds of new stuff all the time when I'm out there from their vet or from their more experienced rehabbers and stuff out there. There was a niche that needed filled in Louisville, so we started taking in wildlife and helping a lot of wildlife.
That's a blessing. I've been in animal rescue, just a single person, not affiliated with an organization, for years, like 30 years. And I don't know, probably the last 10 years, your name, everybody, when we see anything, it's like everybody has to get in touch with Brad Harmon. Your name is so saturated across the state. It's not just Louisville, but you are known all over the state of Kentucky.
I think that's mainly because I'm willing to try, to maybe try and catch something, depending on what it is. Most people aren't willing to do those kinds of things, and I will, I guess. I think that's the main reason. And then I'm always willing to, if they can bring them to me, I'm always willing to take it in, because every day, pretty much in the morning, I get up and I drive to Broadbent, and I take everything that we have out to there, and it's just been my routine for years. Somebody's got to help the animals, and there's just not a lot of options, unfortunately.
Well, we're so excited to have you as part of ReelTime and bring your 501c3 and even the live shots that you're doing on the GoPros and the cell phones. Just bring it to the world on a global level, because that's how you get what you're doing out there and exposure, and that's what we're all about. So if you're videotaping on a cell phone or your GoPro, what is your choice and your preference?
Just depending on the situation, but mostly if it's just me, I'd much rather use the GoPro. I'm able to catch most of the action that way. If there's somebody else there to help, like a lot of times I'll hand them my cell phone and just tell them to point it in that direction. Whatever they catch, and that works out okay too.
One thing with live streaming, I know you're aware of, but just so our viewers will know, the longer you have your live stream open and available, the more somebody's engaged with what you're doing. So that's a really big point, is just when you go live, catch it all. One other thing I want to ask you is explain to the viewers, because these people have never live streamed, this is new to them, maybe how you would go about when you learned how to live stream. What were some of the do's and the don'ts that you learned on your own?
You probably want to start your video 10 minutes before you actually do anything. That way it gives people time to get in there and kind of get things going, and you can keep repeating and explaining what you're going to be showing, hopefully, when it goes, and talking. That was the hardest part for me, because I mean, I'm a pretty quiet person. I don't talk a whole lot. I mean, I deal with animals, but I guess I talk to them. I don't have any problems talking to them, and it's gotten me a little bit more used to talking to the camera and explaining what I'm doing, kind of step by step, like being educational. That was something that took a little bit for me to get used to, guiding people step through step what I'm doing, kind of telling what I'm showing them, what I'm seeing when I'm doing things. And yeah, I think that was the biggest thing, talking.
Yeah. Well, you do a great job. I mean, all of your videos are incredibly contagious. I always want to watch the next one. I can't wait. And that's what this is about. That's what real-time animal rescue is all about. Making a difference. If you're like Brad, or you know of an organization that is truly making a difference in our world, and leaving it with a positive change. Whether, like I said, whether an animal survives or it's humanely euthanized, that's okay, because it's out of its suffering and its mode. I can't thank you enough, Brad, for being a part of everything that you do. There's no way to ever say thank you from the animal kingdom and everybody who watches and appreciates what you do. But thank you.
Luckily, I have a little fun doing it, so it makes it work a little easier.
I think you do. You're a natural. You were called for that. You really were.